Maria Jose, buenas tardes from Spain. I think that might mean good evening. And Marion from Ireland, first time. So again, special welcome to you, Marion, and wonderful that you're here. Fantastic. Ideen from Ireland. Margaret, lovely to see you all. Hi from Dumfries and Galloway. Lauren, hi Vidyamala, it's Lauren from New Jersey. Hey, hi Lauren, fantastic to have you here. And Kim, good evening from Birchington-on-Sea. We have had a beautiful sunny day here in Kent. Lighter evenings, yay, yes, indeed. It is a fine thing for those of us who live in the Northern Hemisphere that finally this long, dark winter seems to be moving on. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock, so I'll begin the evening. Just turn my phone off. Get my poem ready. Where is my poem? There it is. Get rid of that. Okay, good. So yes, wonderful to have you here again, everybody, and thank you for giving this time to look after your mind and your heart and your body as well, just to have this half hour being quiet and letting the body be still. And yes, I was wondering what theme to use tonight. I think it's always nice to have a theme. And here in the UK, we are now in another period of change. So our Prime Minister last night laid out what he's calling the roadmap out of lockdown. And it's possible that by sort of mid-June, we will be back to normal. Yeah, it's not guaranteed by any means, but it's possible. And so now, that may have triggered all kinds of responses in us. And those of you who are lucky enough to live in countries where COVID is not an issue, then obviously what I'm about to say won't apply to COVID, but there may be other changes in your life that is relevant. And there may be other people here who are living in countries where there isn't any end in sight of lockdown. And again, you can use what I'm saying to apply to other change in your life. Yes, so here in the UK, we've certainly got this news that the end is in sight. And I noticed for myself, I've had quite an interesting response. Of course, I'm relieved and happy because I'm getting mightily tired of being stuck at home all the time. And this winter, it's just been it's been hard, hasn't it? And like many people, I'm feeling quite tired. And I think it's just the endless nature of what we're living through. So, of course, I feel relieved and happy, but there's also almost a kind of anxiety. It's very hard to explain, but it's like I so don't want to go back to the way I used to live, because this pandemic's given me a whole opportunity to re-evaluate, what's important to me. My health is better because I'm not herring around the place, traveling everywhere. I've discovered I can teach effectively, I think, online, which only involves a commute from my house to my garage. So there's this kind of, oh gosh, what, am I just going to go back to being that crazy person that I was before? And if I'm not, then what kind of resolve do I need to find in myself in order to move into the choices that I'm going to have? In a way, my choice has been taken away with the pandemic and the lockdown. So really, I've just had to do the best I can with these circumstances. But suddenly I'm going to have choice again. And I'm going to have pulls on my attention and pulls on my energy. And it's going to be up to me to decide, am I going to just respond to those pulls, or am I going to, in a way, take some learning from this time? I would never, ever have had a year at home normally. And I've had a year at home, and now I've discovered, it's actually quite good for me. It seems to be good for my health and my well-being, apart from the fact that I'm a little bit bored. So I thought today that what we do is we just focus on being present, focus on coming into the body, focus on grounding, and then focus on the flow of life flowing through us. So we can have this felt embodied experience of being grounded, being centered, and then open to change. So we're moving into change with this quality of being very grounded and centered. And I think if I'm speaking to myself here, if I can take a quality of being grounded and centered into this sort of abundance of choice that's going to present itself to me over the next few months, then I'm more likely to make wise choices. I'm more likely to make wise choices about what I do. And in fact, this just reminds me, I wasn't going to say this, but it's just come to my mind, this really lovely story a friend of mine was telling me recently, that she was at her, I think maybe her partner's family, and there were some little children there, maybe 5, 6 years old. And she wanted to meditate. She must have been staying there, so she was doing her daily meditation practice. And while she was meditating, she had the door open, and this guy had brought the little children in to see what their auntie was getting up to. Just, look what auntie's doing. And she was completely fine about that, of course. They were very intrigued. And then afterwards, she heard that the guy had said to the little kid, "So what do you think she's doing, and what do you think it's about, and what does she look like?" And the little kids had said, "She looks like a person who'd make good choices. She looks like a person who'd make good choices." I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Just seeing this woman centered and grounded and meditating, these children could see, that will be the basis for making good choices in life. So that's amazing, because at Breathworks we teach that the behavioral outcome of mindfulness is wise choice, or feeling that we do have choices. We're not just being a victim of the kind of tsunami of life. But that's beautiful, isn't it? These little kids. She looks like a person who'd make good choices. So tonight, let's have a go at being people who would make good choices, who will make good choices when suddenly we've got a much, much more complicated life again. Yes, there's going to be freedom. And I know for many of us, that will be hugely, like being let out of prison. But of course, with freedom comes an abundance of choices. And how do we know how to navigate that and not just get pulled here and there and then end up, well, speaking for myself, just ending up a little bit fried. I don't want to look back. I don't want in a few years' time to look back and think, well, I had that opportunity for a reset forced upon me by the pandemic and I blew it. I just didn't learn anything. And I went back to traveling a lot and getting exhausted. So yeah, here's to wise choices for all of us. Okay, so let's have a go at this. So adopting a posture of your choice, sitting or standing or lying, it's up to you. And let's just allow our weight to settle down onto the chair or the bed or the floor. Feeling into the points of contact and seeing if we can yield our body up. So we're not gripping onto the body with effort, we're not tensing in the body, but we have this opportunity for the body to be held and supported by the chair, by the floor, by the bed. So what's it like to yield into that support with presence? If you'd like to, you could take a deeper breath in, and on the out breath, really letting go of the day. Let the out breath flow all the way out, and the in breath flow back in again in its own time. So practicing yielding around breathing even. With each out breath, releasing a little bit more into the support. We're not collapsing, so there's still a sense of vitality in our awareness, but there's also this release down into the support. Let's allow our awareness to pour right down inside the legs. If it works for you, you could imagine awareness as like water, flowing all the way down through the legs, all the way to the tips of the toes. So the toes become full of awareness. We're feeling the toes, maybe feeling the sensations, maybe feeling contact with the floor or the bed or our socks. Or maybe there's just an energetic sense of inhabiting the toes with awareness. So grounding ourselves very, very low in the body. Now allowing awareness to flow into the feet. So these two become drenched in awareness. It might be sensations or feelings, it might be temperature, it might be more energetic sense. But rather than thinking about the feet, we're practicing inhabiting feet with awareness. And coming up into the ankles. The lower legs. Inhabiting the lower legs with awareness. Flowing up into the knees. The shape of the knees. Joints. And now flowing up into the thighs. Feeling inside the mass of the thighs. Stability of the thighs. And the hips. Hip joints where the legs attach to the torso. Let's see if we can rest our awareness inside this area of the body. Just letting the legs fall away into gravity. And being aware of both legs all together. Feeling the stability of resting inside the legs with our awareness. Of course, if you've got discomfort anywhere in the body as we go through the body, seeing if you can include it in your awareness with a kindly response, rather than automatically pushing it away or tensing against it. So let it be part of awareness and feel into its fluid and changing nature. Pain is a label for an experience that's never exactly the same one moment to the next. Coming to the buttocks now. Let the buttocks yield onto the bed or the chair. If you're standing, getting a sense of rest in the buttocks. And letting awareness pour up into the lower part of the torso. So there's the lower back at the back, and the belly and the pelvis. So inhabiting the inside of the body, the circumference of the body, the surface, and the lower torso. Feeling breathing, swelling a little bit in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Very grounded. And now allowing our awareness to flow up into the upper part of the torso. So the upper back, back of the ribs, the back of the lungs, the shoulder blades and the spine. Moving as we breathe. And the front. Chest rising and falling. Lungs filling, emptying. Ribs expanding, retracting. And being aware of the whole torso now. The front, the back, the sides, the inside, the surface, the whole torso being breathed with this beautiful rhythm. Opening, subsiding, opening, subsiding. Letting your breathing find its own natural rhythm without forcing or straining. Coming to the shoulders. Let's allow the shoulders to fall down and back away from the midline of the body. Rest in gravity. And allowing the arms to fall away from the shoulders, letting the hands be supported in the lap or on the legs. If we're sitting, if we're lying down, having them supported either at the side of the body or resting on the body. If you're standing, just having the hands resting. So the arms are falling into gravity out of the shoulders, and the arms are full of awareness. It's pouring down inside the arms like water, all the way to the wrists and the hands and the fingers and the thumbs. Flowing back up through the arms with our awareness now across the shoulders, into the neck, the front, the back, the sides of the neck. And let's just check on the angle of the head. Letting the head be poised if we're sitting on top of the spine. The chin tucked in just a little bit and release through the base of the skull. If you're lying down, checking that the Head, the weight of the head, you're surrendering that to the pillow or the cushion. Allowing awareness to flow through the back of the neck and the front of the neck, the sides of the neck, and to pour inside the head. So the head becomes full of awareness, and the head is a limb of the body. It's not separate from the body, it's a limb of the body, and we're inhabiting it with awareness. The whole face, soft, the eyes, cheeks, nose, lips, tongue, jaw. Letting the breath flow freely through the back of the mouth on the way in and out of the body. And letting the brain rest inside the head in this little cradle of bones. Sometimes I imagine all the thoughts lying down and having a rest, instead of marching about inside there. Now let's expand our awareness to be aware of the whole body as the soft experience, the flow of breathing in the whole body, flow of sensations in the whole body. So we're stable and we're grounded in the body, but we're also open to the fluid and changing nature of experience. We're taking life one moment at a time as we sit here, as we lie here. And out of this kind of presence, we will make wiser choices. As the moments of the future arrive and become the present. And seeing if we can be open to everything in our experience. Our emotional weather. Just let it be, let it come, let it go, let it come, let it go. Within this stable arena of awareness, grounded and present. If you've got pain, discomfort in the body, let it be part of our experience rather than pushing it away or hardening against it or trying to expel it from awareness. That generally just leads to a lot more pain and tension. Let it be part of this flow of experience, moment by moment, coming and going, coming and going. As we rest here, very grounded and stable in the whole body. Every time we notice some kind of contraction arising mentally, emotionally, physically, in the noticing, we can choose to release, to yield back into the body, back into gravity, back into the support of the chair, the bed, the floor. And as we move into these times of transition, for all the changes that are coming over the next few months, just imagine what it would be like to take this quality of groundedness and presence and yet openness, fluidity, flexibility with you. And here's a poem by Donna Folds which expresses this. And it's called Allow. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. The wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. So just beginning to bring a little bit of movement into the body, however you want to. See, the body's already been moving with breathing, but just bigger movements, maybe in the hands, the feet, moving the head a little bit. And in your own time, opening the eyes when you're ready. Coming into bigger movements, stretching if you want to. And bringing the practice to a close. Lovely. So thank you all very, very much for practicing together. I do strongly believe in the power of shared practice. It's the act of coming together, doing this together will have an effect on us the people that we come into contact with and the world in some mysterious way. And yeah, it is just a very interesting time that we're all entering again. Sort of hope and fear and the familiar and the unknown. And, you know, how do we move into this with clarity and be like that beautiful, those little kids saying she looks like a person who would make good choices because she was meditating. May we all be like that. Good. So I'll just read out a few of the comments for, I know there's at least one person here who's visually impaired. I think there's a couple. Thank you so much. That was both calming and grounding after a day of upheaval. Can you please tell us the name of that amazing poem again? It's Allow by Donna Faulds, Faulds. And I'll put it on the community of practice. Oh, I should say as well, before I forget, that tomorrow night I'm leading a meditation on the Insight Timer app. Same time, 7 till 7:30. And if you just Google Insight Timer Live and look for what's happening at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, you'll find the link. Thank you. Feel so grounded. Love the poem. Thank you, Vidyamala. Thank you, dear Sangha. And Sangha is this Buddhist term for community, but it means beloved community, which is indeed what's happened over the last year, I think. Blessings from Southern California. Fantastic. Very lovely to be with everyone. Thank you. Very calming and peaceful. Yay, shared practice. Very moved by the poem. Feel a lot easier and calmer. I really needed that tonight. That's great. That was someone who said she was in a lot of pain at the beginning. Thank you to all for this time together. The reminder of good choices is just what I need today. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah and Wendy Mulvin. Yes, it's just 20 minutes away from me. It's certainly blowing around. Good. So lots of nice comments. People finding it helpful. Sobering meditation. Thanks. Good. Sometimes good to be sobered. A really good choice to be with you all this evening. That's a fantastic point. We all made this as a choice to be here rather than following our favorite distraction. And that's not always an easy choice. So well done, all of us. So much upheaval at the moment, and that made everything fall into a lovely perspective. I have a busy mind tonight, but slowed a little. Hopefully enough space to make good choices. Fantastic. I really felt the fluid texture of the breathing, and my whole body felt pulsing with life. Even the pain calmed down. That's brilliant. Let's read that again. I really felt the texture of the breathing, and my whole body felt pulsing with life. Even the pain calmed down. Feel rested and energized all at the same time. That's fantastic, isn't it? That's such an interesting kind of, would seem an opposite experiences, but I think we can be rested and energized at the same time. Ed in Canada, so good to finally be connected with a meditation practice. Now, Ed, let me introduce you to Ed. Ed and I were on retreat in New Zealand, I think maybe 2007, something like that. And then he's just made contact again. So that's so exciting, Ed. Fantastic that you're here. Susan, also from Canada. Thank you. Can the insight time and meditation be brought up later? Well, if I was even vaguely together, I would have got the link. Let me see if I can quickly find it for you. Anyone that wants it, you can stay for this. Anyone that wants to leave, then of course just leave. But I will just, in just a couple of minutes, I'll find it. And anyone that wants to leave, if you just, if you want to unmute yourselves to say goodbye, that's lovely. And we'll see you next week. And I'm just finding this link now, which is exciting. It's coming. Here it is. Oops, no, that didn't work.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Vidyamala.
very much.
Bye.
Thanks very much. Beautiful. Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. That was lovely. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Night.
Somehow I've managed to post the poem and the Insight Timer link at the same time. I have no idea how I did that. But the link is the link and the poem is the poem. So you got 2 for the price of 1 there.
Thank you. What I wanted to ask Vidyamala, with the Insight Timer live, can it be replayed at a later date? Because
I don't think they do offer that facility at the moment for some reason. I think they plan to at some point, but at the moment you can't do that. No.
You can only catch it live. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Thanks for tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good, lovely. See you next week.
Bye.
Very much. Good evening.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, Vida.
Hasta luego.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care, everyone.
You.